Stop everything. Right now. Stop whatever you were doing and hear what I'm about to tell you. Not in a moment. Not after this video ends. Right now, from the very first word you receive from me. Because what's moving toward your family in the next 48 hours will not wait for you to finish your to-do list. It will not pause because you're tired. It will not delay because you've already been through enough. So stop and listen. You've endured things that would have broken anyone else, and you're still standing. Do you understand what that means? It means you were tested at depths most people never touch, and you came through. Not unscathed, not without scars, not without losing things that mattered, but through. You woke up again. You kept praying even when the ceiling felt like concrete. You kept covering your children even when you had nothing left to cover them with. You passed a test most people would have failed before it even started. That is not weakness wearing a tired face. That is a chosen one who has been refined. And now there is something moving toward your family in the next 48 hours. Not a fear, not a vague feeling. A movement. The kind that Archangel Michael was sent to stop in the books of Daniel. The kind that has names and directions and timelines. And this warning found you first, not after. Not when it's already done its damage. First, because there is still time to position protection. There is still a covering that can be activated. There is still a window, and you are standing inside it. You didn't land here by accident. In a world of endless scrolling, in a feed full of noise and distraction, something moved you to stop here, at this moment. You were called. You were chosen to receive this warning at the exact moment the door is still open. The exact moment. Not a day too late. Not an hour past the window. Now. I know what it is to check on your children in the middle of the night and feel something you can't name. That 3 a.m. weight that lands on your chest and puts their names on your lips before you're fully awake. I know what it is to have given everything for them. Every prayer, every sacrifice, every dollar you didn't have, and still not see the breakthrough come through. I know what it is to watch something invisible press against your family and not be able to see it clearly enough to fight it directly. That exhaustion isn't ordinary tiredness. You're not just tired. You are so done with this, the kind of done that comes from carrying a sentinel's post alone for years, watching over your household because if you don't, who will? The provision that was going to save you, that was going to get your child into the program they needed, that was going to change the trajectory, never came through. And the numbers in your account are what they are, and the weight is what it is, and the 48-hour clock is ticking. Before I go any further, the next step, what you do with this warning, what you do when this video ends, is waiting for you in the first pinned comment right below this video. Hold on to that. I'll come back to it. But first, if you receive this word, if something in you recognizes that you were meant to be here at this exact hour, give this video a like right now. Let it be your prophetic agreement, your declaration that you received the warning, that you are not too late, that you believe the covering can still be activated. Let this be your first act of positioning. And as you do it, say this with me in your spirit. Lord, clear my eyes to see what is moving, and clear my hands to act with precision in the next 72 hours. Say it like you mean it, because you do. Here is what I need you to understand about the terror you're carrying right now. That terror is not panic. It is a warning signal. The enemy does not waste his best ammunition on people who don't matter. He does not send his most targeted attacks toward families that pose no threat to his operation. The weight you are feeling over your children, that is not evidence that you've lost. It is evidence that you and your household carry something significant enough to be worth attacking. And if the attack is significant, so is the one who can stop it. There is a complete path for what you do with this warning, a 3-movement system called the Solomon Code, and it is waiting for you in the first pinned comment right below this video. Not buried, not hidden, pinned. First comment. That is your next step. Scroll down after this video and find it there, because what I'm giving you today is a starting point, and that comment holds the continuation of everything I'm opening for you now. What I need you to hold in your heart right now is this. The prophet Daniel was in crisis. He was fasting and praying and had been in the spirit for 21 days with no answer. 21 days of silence. And then the angel arrived and said to him in Daniel 10:12, "Fear not, Daniel, For from the first day that thou didst set thine heart to understand, and to chasten thyself before thy God, thy words were heard, and I am come for thine words. The first day. His prayer was heard on day 1, but the answer was delayed 21 days because there was a battle happening in the invisible realm. A battle Daniel could not see, could not measure, could not feel. He didn't know Michael was fighting, he only knew the silence. And in that silence the battle was being won. You are not in the silence because you were forgotten. You are in the silence because the battle is real, and the battle is active, and there are forces being moved on your behalf right now that you cannot see with your natural eyes. When the prophet Elisha's servant woke one morning and saw the enemy army surrounding the city, the horses and chariots and soldiers encamped against them, he cried out in fear, "Alas, my master, how shall we do?" And Elisha answered him in 2 Kings 6:16, "Fear not, for they that be with us are more than they that be with them." And then Elisha prayed that the servant's eyes would be opened, and when they were, the servant saw the mountains full of horses and chariots of fire around Elisha. The enemy was there, but the protection was greater. The servant's panic was real, but it was based on what he could see. Elisha's peace was also real, and it was based on what he knew. You are not operating with Elisha's vision yet. You are seeing the chariots, and your heart is responding accordingly. The anchor belief that is keeping you in terror right now says, "It is too late. The evil is already in motion, and there is nothing I can do." I need you to hear this clearly, chosen one. That belief is a lie, and it is the lie the enemy most wants you to carry into the next 48 hours. Because here is the truth. This warning reached you before the disaster. You are here, right now, inside the window. The arrival of the warning first is itself Archangel Michael's movement on your behalf. You are not late. You were called, and you came. And what you do right now changes the course of your children's lives. This is the protocol of Michael's covering. 3 steps, simple, concrete, anchored in the Word. The first step, declare angelic covering over each of your children by name. Out loud. Speak Psalm 91:11 over them individually. For he shall give his angels charge over thee, to keep thee in all thy ways. Say their name. Say it like you mean it. Lord, I declare your angels have charge over, name, today, to keep them in all their ways. One by one, by name. Angels respond to assignments made under the authority of the Word. The second step, pray Psalm 91 in its entirety, with your hand placed over a photograph of your children, or over an object that belongs to them, a piece of clothing, a toy, something they've touched. Let your hand be the point of contact. Pray it slowly, not as a recitation, but as a declaration of truth about your household. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. That is not poetry. That is a positional statement. You are placing your family in that shadow with your declaration. The third step, confess Exodus 14:14 as your surrender, not your defeat, your surrender to the one who fights for you. The Lord shall fight for you, and ye shall hold your peace. Say it out loud. Lord, I surrender the outcome of this battle to you. You fight for me. I hold my peace. This is not passivity. This is the act of a chosen one who has learned the difference between striving and positioning. Do those 3 things today. And then, imagine what happens when this is not a single night's gesture, but a permanent system. Imagine having the full path in your hands. That full path is in the first pinned comment of this video. Here is the gap I need you to see. A single night's protocol is powerful, but it does not close a permanent breach. If there is something that has been draining your household, your peace, your resources, your discernment, your sleep, one declaration night will not seal a crack that has been open for years. This is not discouragement. This is diagnosis. And your exhaustion, I want to be clear about this, your exhaustion is not weakness. It is the price of having maintained your integrity inside a system that was rigged against you. You don't need to be ashamed of how tired you are. You need to understand what it means. You have been fighting a sustained battle without the infrastructure to sustain the fight. You don't need more willpower. You need a position. You don't need to understand everything that is happening in the spirit realm. You need a position. That is the line that changes everything. Because the chosen one who has a position is not waiting for the next attack to figure out how to respond. They are governing. And there is a difference between the season of the lone sentinel, the one standing watch at the post alone, surviving by sheer will, and the era of governing, where the covering is not a prayer you cry out in a crisis, but a system you walk in every day. That era is yours. Not one day. Now. The next 48 hours are a hinge. What you do with this warning is the decision that determines which era you walk into. The Solomon Code is a 3-movement system built for exactly this moment. The first movement: diagnose the breaches. Identify precisely what has been draining your resources, your peace, your discernment, and close it with the authority of the Word. The second movement: quiet the soul. Exit the permanent alert mode. Learn to sleep in peace and wake with clarity, starting tonight. The third movement: decide with discernment. A daily protocol anchored in Proverbs that puts decision-making back in your hands. If you've heard from hundreds of videos and you're still in the same place, it's not because you're lacking faith. It's because loose advice doesn't close breaches. A system does. And I don't have the time or the knowledge. You don't need Hebrew. You don't need a theology degree. This was built for real life, for the chosen one who is living the battle, not studying it from a distance. The next step is in the first pinned comment below this video. Scroll down, find it, and take it. Drop your city and state in the comments right now. Put it there, just your city and state, so I can pray with precision over your geography today. And as you type it, say this out loud over yourself. I know who I am. Say it again. I know who I am. You are a chosen one, and chosen ones do not fight alone, and they do not leave warnings on the table. If someone in your life has children, grandchildren, a family under pressure, share this video with them today. Let the warning reach the people it was sent for. That is the act of a chosen one. You receive the word, and then you make sure it gets to everyone who is meant to have it. You have been here for a reason. From the very first second this video began, something in you recognized that this was not accidental. And I want you to leave here not with more fear, but with permission. Permission to stop white-knuckling it alone. Permission to stop postponing the step that was made for this exact moment in your family's story. The next step is not complicated. It is not distant. It is one click away, in the first pinned comment of this video. Scroll down. It's there. That is the continuation of this conversation, and it was placed there for the chosen one who received this warning and decided to act. May the wisdom from above be the ground beneath your feet today. May your soul find rest. Until we meet again.